Good morning. This video is brought to you by some beautiful weather. It's been in the 20s lately, so that's really nice. I'm gonna be able to get out, get on the bike. And today we're gonna talk about the best modifications I've done to this bike so far. I'm going to try and answer one of the top comments for each one of those upgrades that you guys have provided. And at the end, we're going to do another comment which you guys are really going to enjoy. For the first upgrade, I'm going to have to say is going to be the Yoshimura Exhaust. Let's face it, that thing sounds fantastic. This motorcycle sounds terrible without an exhaust system on it. And this Yosh really brings it to life. I am absolutely enjoying the hell out of having it on my bike. And to answer the comment I get the most about this exhaust system is, do I have to tune the bike? And that answer is no. Now that does not apply to every single motorcycle and every single exhaust system that you're going to put on a bike. In this specific instance, on this motorcycle, we have an ECU and we have an O2 sensor. Now, a lot of exhaust systems that come aftermarket, they don't have a place for the stock O2 sensor to be installed. And without that O2 sensor, your ECU cannot learn and adjust its fuel to get it back to Stokey, meaning you're not going to have the optimal air and fuel ratios for the bike to operate properly. Now, an ECU and O2 sensor can solve that problem to a certain extent. And I'll say that I have recently bought the air intake that I want for this bike, but I haven't installed it yet because I really don't know if that computer is going to be able to compensate for it. At that point, if I install that intake without a tune, I think that I will start running way too lean for the motorcycle to compensate for. And running your bike lean is a bad idea. Without extra fuel going in to cool it down, you're just going to burn up that motor. So fair warning, if you're going to just go with the exhaust system, you're fine. If you're going to apply that air intake to the system, then I think at that point it's going to be too much for it. So I'll wait until I actually get my hands on some kind of tuner before I do the videos for the intake and the tuner itself. So that's coming too, and that would be modification number one. Modification number two is going to have to go to these mirrors. Man, are they freaking cool. I know they are crazy expensive. Sometimes though, for me, like I like to buy less expensive mods, but in some cases it is not worth it. And in this case, this is amazing. These things are so well made and they look super freaking cool. To answer a question for these mirrors would be, what's the visibility like? And the visibility, it's not great, but neither is your stock mirror. Like with your stock mirror, I'm always trying to like tuck my shoulder in so that I could see around my shoulder. In this instance, instead of tucking my shoulder, I have to actually lift my arm up, and then I can see right alongside my body line and I can see behind me just fine. I am a firm believer in you should have mirrors on your motorcycle, and I don't think having a bar end mirror is the best, just simply because you're always like moving your hand out of the way to look at the bar end mirror. And then of course, for me, the biggest negative of bar end mirror is it gets in my way on a screwdriver grip when you're trying to get into a corner and ride right. So bar end mirrors are definitely not an option for me at all. I'd rather have stock mirrors than bar end mirrors, even if the stock mirrors are ugly. These are just a really cool way to combat the fugliness of a stock mirror and still have function. That would be upgrade number two. Upgrade number three is going to have to go to this PUIG windscreen. I am not a guy who likes a dark windscreen. I do like a little light smoke, but now that I have it, I love it. It makes this cockpit look so nice. It's not like super functional. It's not like crazy high and making your aerodynamics or your ride comfort better by any means. It purely is like aesthetics to me, but I would definitely not go back. And I love the zero gravity double bubble ones. They are definitely amazing, but in my opinion, having had both zero gravity versions and PUIG version, the sheer build quality of this PUIG is definitely better than the zero gravities. I'm just saying I paid a little bit more for this one and I'm enjoying the quality upgrade. The next thing I would go to would be the quick shifter. The quick shifter is, in my opinion, totally worth the $200. Now, could it be better? And would I recommend you buy maybe a quick shifter / auto blipper? Definitely. I haven't found one yet that I want to buy and put on the bike, and when I do, I'll go ahead and do a giveaway of this one, so that'll be kind of fun. But ultimately, when it comes to quick shifters and this specific bike and this specific quick shifter, if you've never had one before, you're going to love this thing. It's amazing. amazing. It just makes that riding experience more fun, really. But if you've ridden other bikes before that have really good quick shifters on them, you're not really gonna like this. You're gonna say, oh, okay, I get it. It's not amazing. But for 200 bucks, it is freaking awesome. I definitely recommend you buy one, especially if it's your first quick shifter ever. It is totally worth the $200. And to answer a specific comment on that one, I've been asked multiple times now, do you have to turn it on and off to use it? And that answer is no. Once you install it and you go through the process of getting QS on your bike, to add to that comment, I've had another comment of people paying dealerships to install these, but then they don't have the QS icon, meaning the dealer never figured out how to turn it on the dashboard. So I actually did a short on that, so that if you're in that situation, if you did pay the dealer to install a quick shifter on your bike and QS isn't on your dashboard, the quick shifter is not going to work. But the question, the main comment was, do I have to turn it on and off? That answer is absolutely not. Once you've installed the quick shifter and you have the quick shifter icon on your dashboard, you're never going to have to turn it on and off. And you don't need to change the way you ride your motorcycle. You could ride it exactly the same. In fact, you don't even have to use the quick shifter if you don't want to. You can still shift just like normal. Nothing's changed. Hell, you can even short shift. In fact, with this quick shifter, first gear is the most clunky. Even if I run her all the way out and I shift at a high RPM and more than half throttle, it's still just slightly clunky. And in some cases, I will still short shift first gear. And if you remember from that video, short shifting is basically coming off the throttle, shifting, and then getting back on the throttle. And if you do it fast enough, you don't need a quick shifter. You can ultimately quick shift your bike. Having the quick shifter is better than doing that for sure. But I've noticed in first gear that does kind of help alleviate that crappy first gear shift. Well, less than desirable. So there's the quick shifter. The next modification is going to have to go with this TST Industries lights. Guys, talk about quality in this product. And the fact that you could just change the color of the light, that's insane. I love it. It's not cheap, tacky stuff. It is very nice, very high quality component. So for me, like installing these, that video I did on it, it's a fairly easy installation process and totally worth doing to get rid of those bulky little side mirrors. It looks super clean. I know I'm gonna probably try and buy some different colors because I would like to change the color scheme of this bike at some point. And of course, having those lights change with it would be slick. I love red, black, and white, man. I always have. I would love to change the color scheme of this bike to do that. And then putting maybe red lights on there or the clear lights would look slick in my opinion. So that's something I need to do in the future too. But totally awesome upgrade. To answer a question there, people have asked, is it plug and play? Yes, completely, 100%. No soldering of wires required. So super cool upgrade, totally worth doing. Those are my top 5 upgrades that I've liked the most. And to answer an additional comment, this would be from a buddy of mine who's probably been around on my channel the longest, and that's MTB Moto. This dude is super cool. It's awesome BSing with this guy. But his question was, could the R7 wheelie to the point where you can hold it up in the air without double clutching it? And you guys know I am not a wheelie guy, and I cannot answer that question. But what I can do is I got a good buddy, Bomgardener. He is pretty damn good at the wheelies, and it's fun as hell to watch his channel. I reached out to him and asked him if he could throw a little clip together to answer that question for me. So let's give it to Bomgardener real quick.
Hey, what's up, Scouts Out and the viewers of Scouts Out channel? Me and Scouts Out are buddies. He asked me, reached out to me and said, hey man, you know, some of my viewers are wondering about Willie on the R7. And you know, I just happen to have a blue 2022 R7 with the same pipe that he has. I got full carbon fiber. That's because I'm cool. No, I'm just kidding. That's just, I like to look at the full carbon fiber. He likes to look at the stainless steel, so it is what it is. But he asked me if I could make a video regarding wheelies, and can you power wheelie? Can you clutch up wheelie? What kind of wheelies can you do on the R7? And let me tell you guys, I really fully believe that the R7 is going to be the next big stunt bike. So I'm going to hop on here. I'm going to try to explain wheelies a little bit, how to do them, and what you can do on the R7. All right, so first of all, the R7 is like perfect for wheelies, okay? It's got that low end torque to where you're going to be able to pop up wheelies like crazy. Now for the people that don't know how to wheelie at all, we're going to go through step by step here. So you got 2 different types of wheelies. You got the power up wheelie, and then you have a clutch up wheelie, or just power wheelie. A power wheelie is where you don't use the clutch at all, you don't utilize it at all. Basically, you just use the power of the bike, rev it real hard while you're riding, and the front end will come up and you ride out a wheelie. I know we had one person specifically ask, can you do a power wheelie on it and actually ride it out? Answer to that is absolutely. Now, I'm still very, very new to wheelies, so I can hold them up for a little bit, but I can't hold them up as long as like somebody like Dank Willie or I don't know, the combo kid, something like that. I can't hold it up like that. Now, another thing about wheeling is you want to have access to this back brake here, okay? And the reason you want to have that is whenever you're falling back too far, you're going to push that brake and it's going to push you forward. Now, where again, I am newer to wheelies, that's something that I don't typically utilize just yet, and I need to, you know, it's something that I personally need to get better at using, because I have had some close calls where I've went back a little bit far and I didn't push that back brake. But without further ado, I'm gonna hop on here, or I guess I'm already on here, but I'm gonna start getting some wheelies done, and I'll explain what I'm doing as I go through it. Don't mind my golf cart up there, that's my film crew. We pay them so much money, like, I don't know, like $1 billion or something. Anyways, so first gear. Can you pop a wheelie in first gear and do a power wheelie? Abso-freaking-lutely. So what I do whenever I'm in first gear on the R7 is I get to about 4K and then I hit it real hard and get it up. That was a horrible example because I didn't write it out perfectly, but you can pop it up and you can hold it if you get it right to that balance point. Now, second gear, there's two different types of wheelies you can do here. I don't recommend doing a clutch up wheelie in first gear because it's just, you're gonna loop the hell out of your bike. But second gear, you can do a power up or you can do a clutch up. Now, right now, I can only do a power up whenever I do a standing wheelie. Clutch up, I can do seated, and we'll do that right now. So guys, clutch up. Remember, you're gonna pull in that clutch, cut off power, rev it up loud, and then you're gonna release that clutch and dump it, just like this. And that's all that's to it to get a clutch up. Now, you could ride it out a little bit longer if your track is a little bit longer. My practice course isn't that long. Now, for a power up in second gear, this is where you get in the standing, or at least for me, I can't get it to power up in while I'm seated, but as long as I stand up on this back peg and I pop it up, we can pop it right up. And I'm gonna hit another one of those because I really enjoy doing standing wheelies. And I've got my camera crew here and I'm paying them billions of dollars, you know. Let's get some good footage. Standing wheelies is what I'm really trying to get down good right now. So the question is, can you wheelie on an R7? And can you power wheelie on an R7 and hold it up? Answer, absolutely freaking yes. Okay, R7 is great for wheelies. Guys, I appreciate you watching my little tutorial here. If you're interested in more videos like this, just check out my channel. I'm sure Scouts Out will put a link somewhere. And yeah, we upload every Tuesday, Saturday, and we have a lot of fun. So appreciate you guys watching, and see you.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. That was an awesome video. You made me want to start working on my wheelies. In fact, I'm going to get that little Grom out and learn how to do a damn wheelie. That's cool. I appreciate the willingness to collaborate, bro. That was cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to share with you guys my top 5 upgrades, the ones I kind of like the most, and share them with you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.